Welcome back to Josiah Plays the Book of Unwritten Tales. I'm trying to figure out how to get Nate out of this hole. But we can turn the wheel, but I don't know that it's doing us any good to do so because what else does turning the wheel do, I wonder?
The roots are hanging pretty low.
I mean, we could get him up there pretty easily, up or down, now that these are constantly. But what if I stand on the platform? Yeah, it'll lift them up, but what good does that do us?
Captain Nathan's a... I mean, this is all up.
Put Wilbur in here. Don't know what to do.
I can't reach it without...
Crawl back through here.
The wheel can be turned now. The wheel can be...
But what does turning the wheel do for us? Doesn't seem like it does anything. Other than shutting and locking that one door, and what good is that?
A small path, but I can't Not interested.
Switch to Wilbur. Let's come over here.
No, I think I'll just stay here. If there was anything interesting to discover there, Captain Nate would have already found it. He's a pro.
He's a pro. Alright. What am I doing? Well, let's have Nate go back down. Maybe we'll have him go in there, turn the wheel and shut that door, I guess, and then switch back to Ivo and have her do the lock thing. Maybe go put the other crystal in, see if any of that does any good. Alright, once he's turned that wheel, it shuts this door and locks it.
The door is locked.
Now what? Anything else interesting going on in here once that door is shut and locked? Doesn't really look like it. So, back to Ivo. Let's use the rings. So we have these set up. Let's push the button.
Cold. Wet.
Oh, cool. It did something. It fills it up with water and it lifts him. That's kind of what I was thinking, is somehow we'd fill that up with water. That was the point of shutting that. Okay, they can all get out now, is what is the upshot of this. Nate can climb up now. And then so can Wilbur. We can go in, we can put the 3 crystals in, we can have them all push the crystals at once. I'll bet that's what they have to do. And it'll be amazing.
Stone rings. You can probably turn them and trigger some kind of ancient mechanism.
You think?
Well, I shouldn't have to do everything myself here. Ivo should get onto it. This treasure hunt's a little unusual for a first date, but it's definitely shaping up well.
So he's pretty charmed by her. She is far from charmed by him.
Work before pleasure. Work.
Okay, alright.
I have a good mind to swing over there, climb into the airship, and just fly off. But on the other hand, I've just bust a gut here, and I'd like some compensation. A big, shiny heap of it.
Uh-huh. Wants some treasure. Alright, let's take Nate into the temple. Dun 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 dun.
The crystal in the door is pretty tempting, but experience tells me that behind doors like these, there's usually better stuff.
Yeah, there is.
That's real art. And there's 2 of them. And
Oh, look, they're at different heights, even. So maybe that one, you know, Wilbur can't touch, but he could touch this lower one over here, or whatever. Alright, let's switch to Wilbur, bring him in. This is pretty cool. I like this a lot. Having to use the different characters to help each other out in different ways and stuff. Pretty clever. So we'll take Wilbur into the temple.
Captain Nathan's a...
He doesn't need my help, he's a pro. Yeah, alright, then we'll switch back to Ivo, who has the 3rd crystal.
The crystal's shimmering and...
So Ivo goes in, and let's bust this door open, shall we? So in comes Ivo. Captain Bonnet.
Sooner or later I'll have to think of a way of keeping the artifact away from him. If it got into his hands, the consequences would be unthinkable. Sooner... The only good thing is that he hasn't actually got in my way up to now, but even so, I'm not asking him for help. A brave little chap. Wilbur's doing well. He's a real...
Okay. Let's put the 3rd crystal in.
The crystal glows when I touch it. I bet that it's part of some mechanism that opens the door.
You think?
The crystal is firmly wedged in the mouth of the figure. It lights up when touched. The 2nd crystal's still missing here. We need it to get us further.
And here it is.
Exactly the same as over there.
Great. Right, so we got to do all at once here. Alright, so we'll have Nate come in.
This work.
He'll touch this one.
Not bad. And now?
And of course, Wilbur on this one over here. And then Nate's going to casually saunter all the way back across the room. Sort of ridiculous. Okay. Alright. Now we have Nate do the central one.
We can move on at last.
The door only remains open when all 3 crystals are being touched. That means that only the person standing by the door can go through it.
So who's gonna go?
That is the question.
I'm so small that I can crawl through anywhere, and Caponate is so strong.
And Ivo is so sexy.
Ugh, and how's that supposed to help?
No idea. I just thought I'd mention it.
What a charmer. So I have to decide which one of the 3 I want to go through?
Hey, the crystal light.
Interesting. Or am I going to have to swap them back out? Alright, well... I'm going to go ahead and have Ivo be the one that goes through first. So, Nate, get over here and use this crystal. Touch the figure, Nate. There we go. And then Ivo, you get to go through.
The crystal glows when I... Should I go?
Yup.
I'll find a way of opening the door from the other side.
See you later. Good luck.
Chapter 3, The Sunken Temple. So, I wonder if I could choose any one of the 3, and if whichever one I choose would alter, you know, how they solve the puzzles in the next area or whatever. Like, they'd all have to do it in a different way, based on my choice. Interesting. Interesting thought. This is pretty cool, though. I really like these characters, and you know.
Okay, time to move. The sooner I can open a way for the others to get in, the sooner we can retrieve the artifact and leave the island.
Oh, look at this place. This is cool. She's on like these stone ledges, and there's a drop off, and there's all these big stone walls with all these symbols carved on them. This is pretty neat. What do we see here? Examine the exit.
It seems that quite a bit of technique is needed to get this magic trick with the crystals to work. I'll have to make use of that technique now to make this door open for me. It seems I'll...
Oh, look at all this. Wow, look at this. It's really expanded out to be a big room with a lot. Holy crap, this is cool. Look at all this. These are like pinchers. This is like some sort of sea creature, like a crab. And they look like big, those are maybe like eyes. And like, you know, these are big arms with big pincers. There's a door, there's a statue, of course, a holder, bowl. Little stones. Look at the door, the opening. Rowing boat with a skeleton. And a paddle and an iron bar. So much interesting stuff in this room. So let's look at this iron bar to start with.
The iron bar's wedged firmly into the stones, and it doesn't exactly look light either.
So maybe that's something.
No, heavy iron bars are not the weapon of choice for a lady.
So if I had Nate in here, Nate would get the iron bar.
I'm not sure who or what broke the paddle, because it looks solid.
Oh, I can take a paddle.
I'm not sure who or what...
Look at the rowing boat with the skeleton.
Huh, perhaps there are hidden passageways to the sea and this boat was washed up here in a storm.
Perhaps so.
Or the poor fellow came here as a treasure hunter and now remains to give the place a bit of atmosphere.
Atmosphere, okay. And actually, I'm going to wait until the next video to look at the rest of this stuff because I'm out of time for this one. So thank you for watching. Josiah plays the Book of Unwritten Tales. I'll see you next time.